Well, hello everyone. I thought I'd just come on and film a little bit of what I guess Father of Four Gail here on YouTube wanted for Pam's challenge. And I'll put all the description down in the box. Gail had a little piggyback challenge. I'm not sure, I haven't seen too much on it, but I wanted to go ahead and video it, something, because I want to be in that challenge. Gail always has such beautiful things that she ships to anyone, so of course I want to be in her challenge. I've won some things from Gail, and they've been so special and so much fun to receive, and I thoroughly enjoy it. And thank you, Gail, and thank you, Pam, for having so much Pam, but the one, Pam's the grand man, or the grand old man is what I call him, but I think this is fun. I've had a lot of fun doing this. I've ended up in, instead of doing just one pocket letter for Pam, I was already going to swap with her on a pocket letter, and I had something in mind. And I ended up, and I made her 4 pocket letters, y'all. Can you believe that? And not only that, I made her mother one, and that's what I'm going to show, because her, Pam's, I don't want to show hers before she receives it. Anyway, I did some things for Pam's mother, and I fixed her something in the box too. So I told Pam I was going to be sending her mother a pocket letter, and she said, I don't think Mommy knows what a pocket letter is. Well, I said, well, I guess she's going to find out, because I made her one. Anyway, I called this yesteryears, and started out. This is a larger pockets. I thought maybe she would understand better than those little ones, which everything falls out of. Really like these better myself on sending, because the things are slid in the sideways, and it's 3 by 5, the size of the pockets are, and they seem to stay in better, but I don't know if you put a lot of stuff in them, they might not. For some reason my nose is itching. Might be, I've been outside quite a bit this morning, so maybe there's something in the air. Anyway, all right. First of all, I start out with the flag. And I'm going to be peeking over the letter, trying to show it to you. The flag and America the Beautiful. Of course, the girls that look at this from the other countries, I look at it as something special. I've always loved our flag and show it great honor. Anyway, this is a little vintage ribbon here. I made this little kind of like a yo-yo out of. It's really just gathered up, and added some seam binding, which was navy, which is vintage, and also some gold ribbon, and tied a red bow on it to give it that patriotic look. And then I have this one that says, the one in the pocket says family. And I'm not sure where I got this picture. I hope somebody doesn't get upset when they find that picture. It might have come out of a magazine somewhere, because I always thought it was neat, because when I lived in an apartment one time, well, it was actually my first apartment, I had an old stove like this. And guess what color it was? I believe it was turquoise. And I was telling my kids, it was either turquoise or yellow. It was just beautiful. It was very, very pretty. But I thought, oh my goodness, that was whenever the stoves weren't like that. And my thoughts now is I'd love to have that stove. Isn't that funny? Now I look back and think I would just love to have that stove. But anyway, as something to sit around. Okay. Pam's mother, and I was born before World War II. I'm not exactly sure. I know Pam's mother's older than me, but I'm not sure what era this was in. And but it's got the Shell and some other gas stations. But look at the price of the gas, y'all. 10 cents, 11 cents, 14 cents a gallon, and of course, you had to pay the tax, which was 4 cents, not 14, 4. Anyway, I'm not sure where I got this, probably out of one of the magazines too. But anyway, thought it just fit. When I came along, gas was already up to 20 cents a gallon. And I remembered when $1 was hard to get, but you could get 5 gallons of gas, and that was so much fun when we had $1. And we got to the fun part. What we used to do was, but when I didn't drive at this time, but my sisters and them would go ride around, and my mother and daddy would ride around. That was the fun thing, go ride around town and ride out in the country a little bit and see things. But anyway, $1 for 5 gallons. You can't even get maybe a fourth of a gallon now for $1. I'm not sure. But anyway, this little ticket here says 1 cent, and it was for a merchant dice at one little coupon that they gave, and I'm not sure where I got that either, but I have that on my computer, so I print a lot of tickets, and I think that's neat. And then I know Pam's mama will remember the green stamps. Oh my goodness. Looking back, I think about how much fun the green stamps were. And when I'd get a book of them, my mother and I would always couldn't wait to spend it. We'd hope to save up quite a few. You'd get 10 cents. Every 10 cents you got a stamp. But this is after they came out. This is a little older book. And this is after they came out with 10. This was called $1. Because it was classified as 10 stamps in one. And I have some books that have the 10-cent ones in it, but I didn't quite find them, so I just used that one. But I remember going to the green stamp store, and I looked online one day, and I found out you can still redeem these stamps somewhere on the web. And I had quite a few of the books that I've actually bought from estates or something like that, or garage sales. But anyway, I just use them in my journals and such. But these shoes here, I added that little advertisement because when my mother, I can remember a pair of shoes that she had on similar to one of these. They were kind of lace up, and I think these are lace up. In a picture, she was holding me when I was about 6 months old, and her shoes were laced up similar to that. My mother always dressed real fancy. Every afternoon she dressed up, even with all of us kids. She was one of those that dressed up. But she told me dearly about these boots and how they wore them under their long dresses. And, Mother says if you showed your ankle, wouldn't that be something today? But she said if you showed your ankle, you were engaged to a boy. I don't know what happens when you show your whole self, but back in that day and time, she said, oh my goodness, when they'd enter and get up into their buggies, they had to be so careful not to raise their dresses and keep their ankles covered, because it was just very unmodest to show your ankles. Anyway, that's another story. But anyway, all right, so Pam's mother likes the yellow rose. And these are some tickets to a theater. And I remember when I could get in a theater for 9 cents. This one says 12. And this is a ticket to buying ice. I can remember when you used to put something in the window and the ice people would come by and bring you a block of ice. And you chipped it up for your tea. I think they delivered it daily. I'm not sure. They used to have ice houses. But, oh my goodness, that made the best iced tea to chip that up. And my grandmother, when I was growing up, still had an ice box. And she actually got ice for her ice box. That's the only way you had to preserve your food. In the late 40s, and my mother and daddy had electric refrigerator time I came along. But Mother tells of those stories. And when Cokes, I remember when Coca-Cola used to be 5 cents, y'all. Oh, that was a day when 5 cents was hard to come by. You could get 5 pieces of candy or Coca-Cola, whichever one you wanted. But sometimes you'd break down and just let yourself buy you a Coke. Sometimes it's more fun to buy 5 pieces of penny candy. The kids just laugh when I tell them those stories, I guess. And that's the green stamp book. Front to the cover of it. Well, have it upside down. That's too funny. But it was the, where you'd put your stamps. Anyway, and an old typewriter. That's a little bit older than I think her and our era, but I'm not sure because my daddy used to type. Oh my goodness, could he type fast with 2 fingers? And he was an expert typist. And in World War I, I'll tell this story real quick. He said he wished they'd never known he could type because he wanted to be into the fields, and they put him in the office, and he worked, and probably that saved his life. But anyway, he had to work in the office doing orders because he knew how to type with 2 fingers, and he could type so fast. I remember watching him type, and he could type all over that board just as fast as some people could type with 2 hands. Anyway, my daddy was a self-teacher, and he taught himself a lot of things, and he'd had a master's education if you could have said his education, because he was very studied himself. I guess he was the first homeschooler. Anyway, looking back. All right, the old iron. I have a lot of them that don't even have the card, but this was probably one of the first with the card, and I have one that's like this without the card. And I have an old wood ironing board that I keep up, and just bought it about a year or so ago, and I have it set up in my kitchen. It's got red legs on it, so, you know, I like red, and I have chickens, and I have some old irons sitting on it, and some doilies and stuff, and it's real pretty. I enjoy watching it, looking at it, and admiring it. Thinking back, the old wood ironing boards actually were more sturdier than the ones that we have on the metal today. Anyway, let's see. What did I miss? Probably nothing. Well, anyway, I just wanted to share this with y'all and let Gail know that I've done a face-to-face so that she'll include me in her challenge. I'm hoping other people have been included in it. Gail is so sweet, and I enjoy her gifts that she gives and her challenges that she's had, and I have won some of them, so I'm thankful. Hope I win another one. I love those beautiful appliques and things that she sends. It's so much fun digging through the boxes and seeing what she's got, and I just wish Gail lived close by. She and I would get in trouble. We'd be just out running the resale shops and going out to eat and having a blast and enjoying talking about reminiscing and things that's having fun. All right, well, I'm going to end on that. I guess I could tell more, but I better stop because I'm already at 12 minutes. Y'all stay safe in Jesus, and I will be back. I'm going to film what else I'm sending Pam, but going to wait to show it after she receives it. All right, y'all have a wonderful afternoon. It's a beautiful Saturday here. We're expecting some more rain. We've had lots of rain, and but it kind of dried up a little bit, and I was able to work in my yard, but my son-in-law is out there, and I was telling him I got to get out there and weed eat again around my flowers. He's mowing, and looks like he mowed last week. This time last week, and it's already needing it again. It's like a weekly job right now, the mowing the yard. Okay, I'm going to end on the yellow flower. Bye for now. See you later. Bye-bye.